Well, hey folks, this is Seven here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Edgewater, Saskatchewan, eh? Indeed. Let's get some work done, because we got a pretty busy few days ahead of us. It's gonna be cloudy here, but hopefully the rain holds off, because that busy includes harvesting. I love these VTOL crows, man. Amazing. Certainly see some similarities, eh? Ah, well. There's only one original. Okay, what we needs to do is hop in our handy dandy here. Hope everybody's doing well. It is a Saturday morning here in the beautiful Sunshine Coast of Powell River, British Columbia. Canada, eh? There you go. Hook her up. That just barely fits under there. What do we got? A couple of feet of clearance. Not as close as I thought. Now, to get to our... We do own a couple of fields around here. One of them is right across the way. We have a couple that need harvested. This being one. This is a canola field we're heading for. As you can see, it's a pretty tight little farmyard. We also have, I believe, one, possibly two fields that have already been harvested. Now, not by me, unfortunately, so I have Zippo to show for it. But that's the way it goes when you first take over a farm. So, gosh, still have nightmares with them freaking cows. You know, noticed we had a lot of psilocybin. That's magic mushrooms to the rest of you. Growing in the fields. I wonder if maybe fermenting it all into silage along with the grass, cows were just getting blitzed. Interesting though. Okay, let's get you hooked up. There we are. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to bring a little tractor out here and move that trailer out of the way. Very active train line, so something we do have to watch if we're crossing the tracks, eh? Because, you know, it's always better on the other side of the tracks. You'll do. Let's grab our little Bueller tractor speed 6105. Bit of a lightweight, this one. Reality was having a little pause, but it is going to do us well enough. The other one, which is kind of a knockoff of this, but has been tuned to about double the horsepower, maybe a little more than this one put out. So that's going to make a big difference. There it is. All these bushes, I was having a hard time seeing the end of it. Speaking of seeing, you get a good view of things when you're in these, don't you? Alright, I'm going to actually need this pretty much right out of here. Yeah, it's just not going to do. Let's just get it right off the field. There we go. Make sure we're off the tracks. Okay. Now we don't have the biggest harvester or biggest headers in the box, so these may take a little bit to do. But nonetheless. Okay, I guess this thing sort of comes perma-opened, doesn't it? Yeah. Alright, well. And there's little left to do, but let's just check, make sure everything is the way we want it. Yeah. Looks good to me. And we're off. Which clips along pretty good. That'll help. Now there's, as you can see, we don't have that big a bank account. We also don't have nearly the amount of equipment one needs. Like, we're lucky enough to have this little harvester, so we can get done what we need done to start with. But once this field has been emptied, and the field or two we have that don't have crops on them and need to be, yeah, we have none of that gear. I have gear to do grass, and I have a truck and trailer to haul things. We have a telehandler to do all of our, bits and bobs with pallets and bales and those sorts of things. I have a baler, but we don't have a plow, we don't have a seeder, we don't have a planter, we don't have sprayers, rollers, pretty much nothing. And as you can see, we're not fat on the old bank account either. As I said, we do own a couple of fields. There is a little bit of production we can get involved in, but not right away because, well, we don't have the goods, the equipment, or the wherewithal to get production going. So it's going to be a little bit of a long start. And the other thing is in this area, I haven't totally sussed it all out yet. I love that. Oh, check that out, I just noticed that. Look at that little copper gauge sticking up there. That is just cool. Steampunk harvester. But, there's a different sort of threshing system that you can use for harvesting and such that we will get into once we're a little more, well, let's just say settled in. And it will increase the yields massively. Although, I mean, as you can see, this is a field that's not been treated as far as that goes. And I don't, at this point, have the money to have the fields checked for, precision farming. We're set up to do it, but again, even the couple of fields I have, well, I just as soon not spend $3 to $5 grand a field right now. But we will, and we will get into this other odd harvesting thing. I can't even remember the name of it because, well, if it was a toss-up, the harvester's a little smarter than I am. So, of course, being canola, we don't get a whole lot, do we? But we're doing not bad. The fields aren't all that terribly big, so. Even with our little fella here, we should get this done fairly quickly. Now, I'm recording this episode, the episode when we come to this map, Geez, I don't even know what's the next one. It might be 2. So it either uploads in an hour or it uploads tomorrow and an hour. So, yeah. If there are comments on our move or that sort of thing, I do apologize if I'm not addressing them. They don't exist yet. Indeed, time has made a fool of us all. At least we do have sort of one straight edge on this field. We could have used GPS. Except, guess what? This thing doesn't have it. None of our tractors have it. So, we will do without. Yeah, pretty mean pickings here, let me tell you. Wow. We'll be lucky if we even fill this thing up. And it's no big capacity, let me tell you. The other thing you may notice is, being Saskatchewan, there's no real trees, if we could put it that way. Yeah, that's the way it is. You know, like there is in BC and stuff. They're 98% deciduous trees, I guess would be the better way to put it. And as we all know, forestry, according to giants, is something that should be pretty much constrained to coniferous trees, because deciduous trees are a pain in the butt to process, and they're not worth the money when you go to sell them. So, unless you can find another use for them, and most of the things, like firewood cutters, etc., are designed for straight lengths, which is not something you will get off the deciduous trees in this game. So forestry, well, if it exists at all for us, it is going to exist in a limited way. Let's jump back in and see how we're doing. I cut wider swaths when I'm out of cab, just because I've never been very good at judging the edges of these things. Although, credit where credit is due, and maybe it's just because it's such a short header. Yeah, if it was a long one, that bar would be in the way. But I can actually, I think this is about the clearest I've actually been able to see a proper edge. And the fact it's got that vertical cutter on the edge, that helps too. You know, instead of just trying to figure out where the edge of the last wheel is on the header itself. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. May not be getting full swaths, but I don't think I'm leaving too much behind. I hope not. I guess we'll know the next time we go drone mode, won't we? So, big shout out to an amazing friend of the channel, Mr. Sooty Farmer. I hate to tell you, buddy, but that class baler of yours, it has no class. It just has no class. I would kick it to the curb, my friend, and find something that knows how to handle a wrapping animation, know what I'm saying? Interesting episode, nonetheless. There is a link to his channel in the description down below. And, yeah, check it out, guys. It is well worth your time if you're into farm sim. appreciate that edge piece, let me tell you. But yeah, I mean, if this was, you know, a 24-foot header instead of a 20-foot, the end of it would be right in the middle of that freaking big post there. And I'd have no idea again. We'd have to do the whole thing out of camera. Oops. Going a bit narrow. Just a bit. We got a couple of the big beehive houses over there. I have yet to put the collecting pallet down though, because I'm an idiot. I think we should probably do that now, considering you know, the times wasted. Sheds animals and bees and okay, this guy here overlaps with another object. Well, I wasn't really planning on putting it there, to be honest. Where's my farm? We're on that end of the field, aren't we? Yes. Are we? Oh, can't find me farm. There it is. Okay, where shall we put this? That's my workshop. Really? I beg to differ. Wow. It really likes to have its own space, doesn't it? Oh. Really? Oh, there we go. Oh, 525. That's a pretty big upswing. Oh, there we go. 500 even. That's a not bad spot. We'll put it there. And hope that that's the right way around. Because I really can't tell. Alright. Zoom. How are we doing here? 54%. Yuck. Yeah, we're not going to get a whole herd off of this. What's Canola going for here? Let's have a little look. Canola. You. Now I believe that this is the train things. You gotta count the rental and all of that. So it looks like Grain West. Yeah, but that's a train thing too, isn't it? Stations. Well, the farmer's market's not bad. $12.90. Where's the farmer's market? Community well. There's the Saskatoon thing, so that's just strictly a rail line. Okay. Debris crusher. There's the farmer's market. Wow. Alright, it's a little bit of a drive, but that's okay. Roads are nice in this part of the world. So I think we're going to have to pursue a few contracts to get our monies up where they should be. And unlike a lot of maps, pursuing those contracts is just like I'm doing now. Something we're probably going to have to take on pretty much all by our lonesome. I'm not very convinced that the hired help is going to look at these fields and go, oh yeah, no problem, boss. And if they do say that, they're lying. They're lying. They're just lying. So, let's get the rest of this in the bucket. Man, lucky if we clear 7,000 at this rate. Well, I suppose we could look at it that we don't have to worry about hooking up the trailer behind the truck. We can just take it as is. Well, we may make 7, I think we have a crop of lentils that we need to harvest next. I believe that's about it for our planted fields. We'll have a look at the map here in a second. Well, there we are, we broke 7,000. Okay, let's have a quick look at our map. So, we are gazoing, as you can see down here. Now, that looks special, but you can see there's only a few fields in there, and they're not very big. So there we go. Like 69 is the field we live on. 45 is a tiny little thing, and it has in it lentils. That's our lentil crop. We have another canola crop right across the road, but it's been harvested already. And then there's a big field of peas over here. That's gonna take a bit. And then I believe this is wheat. Wheat, yes. A little tiny wheat field. So, that's what we have. So, I mean, not a bad little bit of property. Not bad. Not as big, I believe, as the new farmer start. But, you know, at least it did give us a little bit of money to spend. And obviously I did spend a bit more, but certainly nothing like what we would have had I done the usual, you know, sold off all the stuff on the last map, and oh god, the cows, on the last map, and you know, went, okay, that gives us, you know, X number of millions to start the next map with. You know, this is going to be a little bit tighter budget, a little bit smaller kit, and a lot less hedgerows. There goes the train one more time. That's so cool to see all of them. I recognize every one of the cars on there. Those, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Alright, we are, as they say, done. And we got a grand total of 3/4 of a tank full. So, yeah. Could have been better. Well, let's go grab the truck. That's our silos there. No, I'm sorry. It's like, really? That looks like a multi-million-dollar silo cut. It probably is. No, our silo is, where the heck is it? It's through the bushes here, so there it is. Over here. Yeah. So, we need to actually just pop quickly out of the farm and around the corner, right? Because here's the other way out of our farm. So, but I mean, we've got, you know, silage dryers, and a few decent, you know, little workshop, a couple of very small greenhouses. I need to buy a water trailer, and a little cow shed that holds, I believe, 40 cattle. So, not bad. Not bad. And we can buy seed here. Beyond that, like you see, it's a pretty sparse place. You know, a couple of light posts just to keep us happy at night. And then, well, you've seen the harvester, right? And that's all that was stored in here. We have a fodder maker for our cows here, a TMR mixer, forage mixer, whatever you want to call them. I like calling them fodder feeders. There's our little Merlot turbo farmer and some suitable bits and bobs. Here's our truck, which is what we're actually here to gather up. So, not bad. Got a few miles on it, and obviously hand painted, but that's fine. This is our other little beastie, the Lizard 6205. And yeah, like I say, it's pretty much a clone of the Buer, but they've tricked out the engine, made it much more powerful, etc., etc. So yeah, it's running decent horsepower. Here's where our honey thing ended up. Here's our water. And like I say, for equipment, not much. Windrower, mower, forage wagon, baler. That's it. Oh, we have a flat deck trailer for carrying stuff. And then we've got a little low loader as well. Fuel tank, tiny little chicken coop just so we can have some fresh eggs. As you notice, we have no livestock yet. That's because until we're capable of looking after them, I don't really want to have them. Now, like I said, it is a pretty tight little yard. And this is an open crossing, so it's up to us to make sure we don't get killed. I suppose I could have opened the pipe, eh? Let's do that. Yeah. I don't, yeah, we're not going to be able to see. Oh, hang on. There's the truck, I think. Sure. Yeah, I have no idea. Stop. Just stop. But you're doing alright. A little off. Ooh, is that gonna be high enough? I can get a longer pipe on this if we need to. No, that's perfect. Look at that. Alrighty. Even open belts, eh? Well, they say it's got a few miles on it, but you see it's in nice condition. And, well, it was cheaper than some. Not super cheap because it has been really well maintained and is completely up to spec. An as-new machine. It's almost, oh, did I climb back in the truck? I did. Well, why won't the pipe come in? But I think now I know. There you go. Okay. And with that, let's go back to our map. Hello, map. Alright, let's mark. Was it this? Nope. This. Yep. Okay, let's tag that. Doing. Hello? Oh, okay, it is. Alright. There it is. Yeah. So we're gonna have to open up our map until we get used to stuff. Yeah, I need to get out onto the main road, so we're gonna have to go around this little bit of a looper here. No train. Go, 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 go. 7,400 liters. Man, that ain't a lot. That ain't a lot. Again, this is, you know, refurbished as opposed to brand new. Okay, I don't think we need the giant map. I could have stood on the roof of the truck and seen it, actually. It is Saskatchewan, after all. Well, I meant to pop the drone up and see if I could still see my dog. That's an old Canadian meme from Saskatchewan. It's so flat, if your dog runs away from home, you can watch him for 5 days. There's a Canadian comedy show called Corner Gas that actually takes place right here, like the spot where this farm is. Yeah, it pretty much takes place here. And yeah, it's I don't know, maybe I think it's really funny because I'm Canadian. Maybe it's just really funny. But yeah, if you ever see it on one of the streaming things, give it a watch. I think, yeah, we're way, oh my god, I'm wailing down the road at like 90 miles an hour. Alright, how do we get into this place? Looks like the entrance may well just be right up here. Okay. Farmer's Market. Awesome. We have a really good farmer's market here in town. Lots of awesome stuff. Okay. Let's fatten the wallet. There you are, 9,500 buck. That helps. That really helps. I'm gonna go around here. It's a pretty tight driveway for a truck. Slow over the hump there. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to cut you off. Ooh, again, too well over the speed limit here. It's usually 80k on the highway. Well, I guess this is kind of a highway. That is now. I don't see any speed limits posted, so it must be a highway. I couldn't do 80k if my truck depended on it. Oh, we're getting up there. Hang on. I spoke it too soon. Oh yeah, we're doing 85. I'm speeding again. Yeah, the traffic's nowhere in sight now. Alright, well, our place is right across from that big silo complex we can see ahead of us. So there we are. Our first job on the new farm. Alright, oh, what does that say? There's nobody behind us, is there? Edgewater. Oh, okay. Fizzy sprites. Yeah, that's funny. We call soda pop fizzy pop here, and beer is wobbly pop. So that fizzy sprite sign, yeah, that's what that's sort of about. So there's our silo system. We could drive up the towards train tracks, but I assume that's probably not the best way to go. Oh, cool. I didn't notice that. Well, I'm not through traffic. I'm right here traffic. So, let's go right here. Nothing like having a dumper box right in the middle of your rear window. Tight fit, but what do you say? She's a pretty snug little yard. So yeah, there won't be any 200,000 liter trailers and 60-foot headers in here, I'm afraid. So I'm looking forward to getting this grass mowed. That'll do us some good. But for now, I think I'm going to call it. So, there you go. Our first working day here on the new farm. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Till next time, though, take care of each other. And ciao for now.